I'm Dr. John Dewey with Pilgrim's Ministries. I'm going to start today with a new series of short videos. I call this video series Video Channels and Their Creators That You Should Avoid. Something that's bothered me for some time is the quality of online Christian teaching. Now, this is not a criticism of the internet. I think the internet's a good thing. It has allowed ministries and ministers to have access to a wider audience than they normally would have. But it also has its shortcomings. See, by providing access to all, it also provides a platform for people with agendas and for people who are not quite ready for prime time. Now, what I'm about to say is my opinion. Because it's my opinion, you as the listener are free to accept or reject anything I have to say. So the first type of video channel I think should be avoided is one that's preoccupied with end times Bible prophecy. Now, I don't mean a teaching one or two times here and there. I'm talking about a channel that is only about end times prophecy, and that seems to be that particular teacher or ministry's brand. See, these channels often have headlines that could be straight out of a tabloid, talking about catastrophes or events that will be the signal for the end of the world. I think if a channel or preacher spends too much time focusing on end times prophecy and not enough on the remainder of the Bible, they should be avoided. Now, don't get me wrong on this. I personally believe that the prophetic in the Bible is important. I'm not saying, like some do, that prophecy doesn't exist or that we should ignore it because it was in the past. But what I am saying is that preachers who emphasize end times prophecies and neglect to teach what else the Bible says, these teachers are unbalanced or worse. To me, the purpose of teaching end times prophecy, it should be twofold. One, educating believers about God's plan. And two, to serve as motivation for believers to get active in evangelism and prayer for a lost humanity. See, earth time is limited. Knowing that time is short should energize us and create a sense of urgency in us to share the gospel with a lost and dying world. The many channels that I see on YouTube and elsewhere that emphasize end times prophecy, they're not even about the gospel. They're about making the most lurid claims about current events and then trying to link them somehow to prophecy. See, their focus on end times prophecy seems to be more about being sensational than being about biblical. See, to me, this is the Christian equivalent of clickbait, grabbing headlines so they can grab the attention of viewers so they can get more clicks and more likes and all that kind of stuff. Now, I've observed since the 1970s how almost every event in the news and how almost every natural event, like earthquakes, floods, fires, or eclipses, have been proclaimed by some preacher as the starting point for the end of the world, or for the rapture, or for the return of Christ. And usually they get it wrong because their hermeneutics are bad. What are hermeneutics? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hermeneutics is the science and art of interpretation. Yes, there are rules when you interpret the Bible, or any other kind of literature for that matter. So these same rules apply whether you're interpreting the Bible or interpreting Shakespeare. See, this is the thing. We're not allowed to make the Bible say what it does not say. So when these preachers and teachers have bad interpretation skills, they end up coming up with flaky interpretations. And then they end up with bad or erroneous conclusions. See, bad interpretations about end times events by individuals and preachers have led to a skepticism about Bible prophecy. It has also done damage to the reputation of the Bible, and has done damage to the reputation of the church. Because so many people have gotten it wrong for so long, the reasonability of Christianity is questioned. When the reasonability of Christianity is questioned, those who are lost will be prevented from hearing the gospel. See, these problematic teachers are actually driving people away from the faith. Now, this is true for its effect on believers and non-believers alike. See, bad teaching can ruin your faith as a believer and can cause some to leave the faith completely. See, we need to remember what happened a few years ago when someone claimed to know the exact date of the rapture. That one person's error ruined people's lives and ruined their faith. So for all of these reasons, I recommend that people should avoid this kind of YouTube or other video channel.